When I used to be on dating apps, I feel like a really common question is like, what you doing? Which is fine. I don't normally ask that question because I don't care. Unless I'm trying to call you or hang out with you, I'm not gonna ask what you're doing. And I feel like I deserve the same treatment. Like, don't ask me what I'm doing unless you actually care. And people don't care. That's just annoying me. But what I am doing, I'm getting ready for a date. I'm gonna be talking to you while putting on my makeup. I have absolutely no idea what I'm gonna wear, but we'll figure it out when we get there. I don't think I made this clear, but I am no longer on dating apps. The first time I downloaded a dating app, it was 2016. Yeah, that's when I started college. One of my friends was on Tinder and she had so many stories. And I was like, I want stories. I'm chaotic like that. I did so much throughout college just to get a story out of it. And I had a very eventful college experience. It wasn't great. We don't talk about it, but it was eventful for sure. Ever since, I've kind of just been on dating apps out of sheer boredom. Like, I've never really wanted a relationship. And I've been in a couple since. And by a couple, I mean two. And both of them, we don't talk about them. I think leaving dating apps has been really great for me because I don't need the validation or the stories anymore. And I'm also just sick of hearing the same questions. So, hi. If I didn't make it clear, my name is Art. I get the same responses every single time and it's just like,
oh, is it because you're a work of art? Is your name actually Art?
Or,
your name's Art, your brother's name must be Math.
Like, none of these are funny. Like, the first time I heard them, I was just like, they never enthralled me. So the fact that people like still think they're clever coming up with this thing, and it's just like, if it's the first thought you had, it's probably not original. I can give you that much. I think also with those pickup lines, I'm kind of just like uninterested automatically. I feel like I should be focused on this. Hold on. Baby wings. I do find myself to be a very flirtatious person, and I make that be known because I know for some people that's a deal breaker. Like, they want someone who is not going to flirt all the time, but that is simply a part of my personality. Sometimes I think it's funny. I don't usually have a game. I didn't prime. I'm going out of order. This is weird. Anyway, I'm not out here flirting with everyone because I want to get with everyone. I just think it's funny. It's part of conversation. And I like being flattered, and I'm sure most people do like compliments and stuff, so I give them out freely. I don't think that's an issue. I have been in a relationship where it was an issue, and so it was just like, we do not work. But yeah, I think it's really nice to just flirt with people. I think it's fun. I think it's a good time. You know, like, why not just, you know? It's nice to make people feel good, and that's why I really like flirting with like everyone. I don't think I've ever flirted with anyone with the sole purpose of like getting with them. I think it's always been like, I flirt with everyone, and then when someone is like attracted back to me, if I'm interested, I'm like, oh, this did a thing. That's crazy. But I've never done it with just like, this is gonna be my person, or like, I'm trying to get with them tonight. Like, it's not a thought in my head. Also, I think it's hot, and I like looking at myself and thinking that I'm hot. I don't know. I think a lot of people do. Everybody wants to just be attracted to themselves, like find themselves attractive, or like they want to be attractive for other people. Look, whatever your goal is, I just want to be hot because I like being hot. If you want to be hot because you're trying to impress everyone, go off. If you're trying to get a spouse, go off. I just simply like looking good. And I think most people do. Does that make me vain? Sure. Do I care? You could tell by my tone. I'm a confident person, and I have been told that I am vain. I've been told that I am conceited, and I don't agree with them. I care about myself just as much as everyone else cares about themselves, and how they go about it is different. Of course, I'm not a perfect person. You don't need to know that. What do I need to be humble for? What do I gain from talking down to myself? Like, I can think highly of myself and know where I need to work on myself. I think if I didn't know that I wasn't perfect, we'd have an issue. But the problem is I am perfect. It's just I have to work on some things. You know, does that mean I'm not perfect? Probably. But it also means I'm hot shit. Something that I gained in college, as we don't talk about college. However, something I did gain is a confidence in my physical appearance. My entire life, I've never been that person that people have a crush on. And I'm sure like as soon as I post this video, there are gonna be people coming out of the woodworks. Oh, I had a crush on you. No, you didn't. Stop lying. Growing up, I didn't know where I lied on a scale of like hideous to the most beautiful person in the world. I just knew I wasn't on the ends of that because no one really had a crush on me except the people who had a crush on everyone, which means it's not about me. It's that you needed to have a crush on someone, and I just so happened to be there. I wasn't called pretty until high school by one of my best friends. Even then, it's just like, you're my friend. You're not attracted to me. I don't actually know that. I'm pretty sure she's not. So in my head, it's just like, I probably have like a really shit personality and a mediocre to ugly face. But I never like felt insecure about it, because going back to when I said college was revolutionary to me, I literally woke up one day, was going about my life, and I had an epiphany. I'm pretty. I feel like a lot of people are gonna try to like humble me in the comments, but I think I've come to the conclusion, like, if you don't find me at least like, she's I think that's the very least that I could ever be. And if you disagree and think I'm hideous, you're probably just racist. That is just my mentality. That's what keeps me sane, and that's what keeps me a bad bitch. And you can say that I'm ugly, and look, everyone has their own taste, but here's my problem. Anyone who's ever said that I was unattractive, I would always ask them, first of all, they don't have the balls to say it to my face, but I would always ask them, do you consider yourself to be attractive? And if their answer does not align with mine, they have poor taste. Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong. Everyone has their own like personal style or whatever, but if you're an attractive person and you think you're ugly and you think I'm ugly, you're wrong. If you're a hideous person and you think you're hot and you think I'm ugly, absolutely not. You do not have a say. You have obviously something wrong with you. Am I projecting? Probably. But I'm not gonna sit here and be belittled by someone who has shit taste. Sorry. All this to say, could I be delusional? Absolutely, I could be. But I know I'm not here. I know I have pretty good taste here. I'm way too logical about how pretty I am. Wow, these lashes look... It's not bad on camera, but it looks menacing in person. I don't like that. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit, and then I'm gonna brush it out so that it just flakes off. Going back to the conversation of dating apps, I'm aware that women on dating apps get the reputation of like being boring and bland. I'm not bitches. I'm not like other girls. No, but it's just like, if I want to have a conversation with you, if I match with you, like, let's see where things go. Of course there's some when I'm looking for validation and when I'm just bored and I'm swiping through those conversations, I'm kind of just like, entertain me. But when I'm actually trying to like get something out of being on a dating website, then I'm willing to converse. I'm willing to carry the conversation. And I think a lot of guys are just like, oh, women don't know how to carry conversations. Have you ever had a conversation with a man? Y'all? What? There are some guys who ask a lot of questions and keep the conversation flowing and are funny. There are some guys who are just like, this is an interview, question, question, question. And then there's some guys where you ask them a question and they give like barely anything to work with, and then you become the interviewer, and it's just like, it is so rare that I found a great conversationalist on a dating app. Am I the best at dating apps? Probably not. My purpose when I was on dating apps was just entertain me. Damn. I have a history of being on dating apps on and off. For one, the boredom part of it. And for two, like sometimes I actually download them and it's just like, I need to find the love of my life. But that lasts like probably like 5 minutes. Like I'll download the app, which takes like a minute, and then I will log in, walk away, come back, swipe like 4 times, and I'm like, I'm over it. I hate it so much. The idea of a relationship is so much better than actually being in a relationship. And I don't know if anyone else agrees with me. In the relationships I've had, the idea of having a relationship has always been better than actually being in a relationship. But that's because in my head, I'm like imagining it with my perfect person, and this person communicates with me, and I have yet to be in a relationship where my partner communicates with me. So it's just like, it sounds impossible. I know there are people out there in the world who are open to communicating, willing to communicate, and will fucking do it, but it's just like, I haven't found that person. So that's false. It's hard for me to imagine someone who has the quality of a friend who can also be a romantic partner that I need. I'm at a point now where it's like, maybe I'm not someone who needs a relationship. It's not even about whether or not people want me, it's about whether or not it would benefit me. I can't imagine myself growing with someone who isn't my ideal. At the bare minimum, I know what I need in a relationship, and it has yet to be given to me to its entirety. And it's not something that I'm like striving for, you know? Like I'm not out here searching for my person, but if it happens, that'd be great, you know? I feel like there are a lot of people in this world who would think that it's sad, and there is a part of me that thinks it's sad, but at the end of the day, like, I'm fucking happy. And the happiness I feel when I'm single is not at all, like, me in a relationship versus me single, my single happiness is like, I'm like out here, I'm the best person ever, I'm enthusiastic, I'm a hype man. But me in a relationship is so anxious. I feel like my romantic relationships have never been strong enough for me to feel secure in them, because I'm not getting what I need in the relationship. And if I can find someone who can give me my needs and I can feel like I'm myself with that person, then like things are gonna be amazing, you know? But until I find that person, I feel like romantic relationships aren't for me, frankly, because I'm not someone who feels like I need a romantic relationship. I don't go on dates very often, and I'm starting to meet new people and they figure out that I'm single, or I tell them, or it slips or whatever, it doesn't matter. It like pops up in conversation and they're just like, oh my god, what is the dating scene like in New York City? And I'm like, I don't care about these men. However, I do need to start getting ready. I should be leaving soon. I want to take you to Harbs, New York City. I've never been. I'm going to the Soho location and they have a Japanese strawberry shortcake that I saw it on Instagram and I'm like, I need it. I need it. Hopefully it's a great price. I looked at the menu, it's not a great price. Well, maybe it's a great portion for the price, but that's where I'm gonna be headed. I need to find an outfit and then we'll head out.
Can I get the lunch special with the bacon parmigiano salad?
Yeah.
And the tea. And can I get the salad to go, but everything else, the cake and the tea I'll take here.
And do you want any specific milk?
Do you have like a vegan milk?
Oh yeah, oat milk.
Yeah.
And the cake?
Strawberry, please.
Strawberry? That's it?
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you. This honestly is not as weird as a lot of people make it seem. I understand if you have like social anxiety and you don't like people staring at you, because it does kind of feel like everyone's looking at you because you're doing something weird. If anything, like people see what I'm doing and then they walk away because I have my setup. If you are trying to get into vlogging outside of your home, no one cares about you. That sounds so mean. I don't mean that in a mean way, but I mean that in a way where it's just like, you don't have to be worried about people thinking that you're weird talking to a camera, because you are weird talking to a camera, and what's wrong with that? You know? Back to our dating. There are some people who put on their profiles on dating apps that are just like, don't ask me what I'm here for. And it's just like, I think it's really weird, because if I know what your intentions are, I can see if it aligns with my intentions, and if they don't, then, you know, I'm not trying to play a game, so that's an automatic no. And if I ask and it's just like, ugh, then no, I'm not willing to waste my time. If I just want to have fun, I want you to know that I'm just having fun. And if you want like a commitment, then that should be shared as well. When it comes to dating, I feel like it's as simple as just like set your intentions out there. What is it that I'm looking for? I think I mentioned this earlier, but communication is a really big thing. If at any point you feel that a relationship is not okay, I would like that to be communicated. And what it is that you're feeling, is it something that is being done that makes you feel that way? Something I'm doing, something I'm not doing. With my friendships, it's always so easy because like, if there's an issue, we communicate it. I don't understand why it's so difficult for people in romantic relationships. There have been times where I've been in my friendships and they're not giving me what I want, and I communicate that, and now we're stronger friends because of it. And I think it's ridiculous that I have not had that in a romantic relationship. I think it's getting louder. A lot of people coming closer to where I'm sitting, so I'm hoping to like, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Enjoy.
My tea's here. Our tea? Are we eating this? I'm not going to pretend we're eating this together. This is my food. That tea is way too hot to consume, so I'm gonna let that chill out for a second and wait for my cake. While my tea is cooling down, there are two stories that I want to tell. So the first one is my worst date and a date that I didn't realize that I was on. So for the date that I didn't realize I was on, I think is a happier story. So let's talk about my worst date. It's also like hilarious and we're gonna laugh through it, but it's just like, fuck, dude, that was unlocked the hell. Common denominator for both of these stories is I'm on a fucking dating app. Why I thought that I shouldn't think of these things as like a date is insane. So for the worst date I've been on, I matched with this dude on Tinder. I'm not even like as attracted to him, really. Like, I was just like, oh, he's like an adorable dude. Like, he's not someone who's just like, oh my God, I need him in my life. He was okay. I looked at his bio and we were the same major. He was already working in the field. So I was just like, oh, this could be like a networking thing. So we met and I started asking him about what he does in his career and about us. So like in my head with the questions that I'm asking, this is for business, babes. Like this is not for romantic interest. The only other perspective I can get from that is if I was just like, oh, like how much money do you make? Which is not what I was doing. It was just like, I'm thinking this is a great networking opportunity. Like I'm so excited to just start my career as like a sophomore in high school and college. So things are going well. Like I'm thinking, okay, like cool. Like this guy is like a professional. Like he knows what he's doing. He has all this network. And if I have him in my like Rolex, is that what it's called? Rotary? The fucking Rolodex. There we go. Like if I have him in my Rolodex and I'm in the bag, like it's gonna be so much easier to like start working. That is not what happened. He comes to my dorm, he picks me up. We go to a nearby restaurant from my school. We order our food, and I'm realizing that the conversation is leaning towards like non-professional, which is not at all what I was expecting. So now I'm immediately uncomfortable because this is not at all what I signed up for. So after the date, I'm just like, okay, I'm uncomfortable, kind of just want to go back to my like dorm and just not be on this date that I didn't sign up for. Because again, I'm thinking this is a networking event. Because I didn't communicate that. That's totally on me. I was on a dating app. I should have seen the signs. I'm literally an idiot. So we get back in his car. And this man, I don't even know what he was talking about. I'm just like, why did he not start the car as soon as we got in? Like, I'm very confused. I've never just gotten in the car expecting to go somewhere and we just sit. It's his car. I'm not going to be like, yo, why did you start the car? I'm just like waiting. I didn't have as much balls to be like, the fuck is wrong with you? Because he's a stranger, he's a man, I feel like I'm gonna get attacked. I don't trust men. And the last thing I want is to get my ass beat because I was just like, take me home. And he goes, thank you so much. My food's here. This is what makes it the worst day ever. So we're sitting in his car and out of nowhere he turns to me, he's just like, I'll eat you out right now. So that wasn't even a part of the conversation. Like I was not, where did that come from? I was so taken aback and I was kind of like, okay. And he's like, do you want me to? And I was like, no. And then he kept talking and it's just like, is this not awkward enough? Oh my gosh. And the date's not even over because as soon as we get back to his dorm, he's like, that was like a really good date. What do you want to do? And I was just like, look, at this point in time, Quiet Place just came out and everyone's saying it's amazing, but you have to see it in theaters. You have to. So I was just like, fuck, he has a car. That means he can take us to the movie theater. So I go in, I grab my wallet because I was just like, dinner was on him or lunch, whatever time. Movie's gonna be on me. So I go, I grab my wallet, we got back on the car, and he's just like,
I really want to kiss you. Like, how should I go about that?
I was just like, I don't know, you kind of just do it. Like, it just, if the moment's right, you just go for it. The moment was not right, and he just went for it. He just hopped over the fucking gear shift and like attacked my face. And it's just like little tiny pecks, so it's just like, I feel like I should mention this. This man was white, and so like he doesn't really have lips. Now he's kissing me, and I'm very, very confused. This is not what I signed up for. And I felt like I didn't, maybe like the moment was right for him. It was not for me. Looking back, I definitely should have communicated that. There were so many different ways that I communicated that better. But it was just like, what is happening? So he's like really stubbly beer, really scraggly beer, scratching up my face. And I'm very fucking uncomfortable. And it's just like, this is not good. And I was like, okay, maybe if I stick a little tongue in, it'll be a more enjoyable experience. Because again, he has no lips. It's like all beard and it's all scratchy. So my lips are all scratched up, my chin, everything. So I try and put my tongue in and he was just like,
I don't do tongue.
so let me get this straight. You have no lips, a scratchy beard, and you don't do tongue. There's only so much of kissing that is actually enjoyable at this point, but I still want to see this movie. So we go and see the movie, we get back in his car, and then he tries to kiss me again. He's like, what a great date. And on the way back, he's like, I'm going to talk about my friends, how amazing this date was. And I'm just like, what did I do? I gave not even bare minimum. I gave this man no energy. So I was just like very uncomfortable throughout the entire thing, but I saw the movie. It was a great time. I got free lunch. Like, it's just, That was my worst day. And I'm glad to say that was my worst day. Definitely my most memorable worst day. My salad came in. I didn't know that there was tomatoes on it, but it looks really good. I know for a fact that there are people shaking in their boots because not only did I order a salad, I'm not going to eat it. I just want to save this for later, but I am going to give it a little bite. Okay, that's a cold potato. But I still want my cake, so I'm going to wait on that. And on the way to my cake, I'm going to talk about my best date. My best date. Also a date that I didn't know was a date. So basically, I matched with this dude. I was just like, he doesn't look awful, but he didn't show his face very well. So I'm just going to push my luck and go ahead and just match, like swipe right. It's not an instant match, so he didn't care about me. So I was like, whatever, I'll go about my life. But later on in the day, I see that we matched, and I'm just like, oh, you just didn't see me at copy. Cool. I think he hit me up first, and it was a decent conversation. We exchanged Snapchat. I don't use Snapchat anymore, so that's how old this is. On Snapchat, I was just like, do you want to just call, like video call? And he was just like, sure, which is a green flag. I'm always like on the phone. I hate texting. So you're either calling me, if I'm texting, it's super quick and I'm not trying to bother you, but I'm not having a full-blown conversation with you via text. Like, unless I can't talk, not happening. So we get on the video call. This man is hot. We had like a really great conversation. I realized that he wasn't a serial killer. We planned out a date. So now the date comes and I'm chilling in my friend's room. He's already late, like by a half hour. So I'm just like, I'm not going to drink because I don't know when he's going to get here. And I don't want him to be drunk by the time he gets here. And it's a half hour past. And I was just like, okay, I'm not going to see him. And someone's like, do you want a mic card? I'll take a mic card, which is not going to get me drunk, but you know. So I open the mic card. Literally, as soon as I crack it open, he's just like, I'm here. No notice. And it's like, I didn't even know you were on your way. I thought you forgot about me. I thought you like ghosted me, but whatever. So I run across campus to go find whatever fucking like place he was at with my mic card, which is like illegal on campus, but nobody gives a fuck. So I get in his car. I'm like out of breath. I feel like an alcoholic because I'm running through campus with a bottle. I'm like wobbling and shit. I'm out of breath. It's just like an awful, awful time. And I get in his car, hold myself together. I like chug the mic card so I'm not like spilling it in his car. And I'm looking around and I'm coming to. This is the nicest car I've ever been in my entire fucking life. It feels like a fucking spaceship. I like look down, I'm like, where the fuck is your Prindle? His Prindle was a dial. Like he's like turning it. His gear shift was like not even a lever. Conversations are amazing. We go to a restaurant, they were closed. We go back to a diner that's close to my school. And this is when I found out it was a date. So we sit at the booth and we sit at the edges of the booth. And he's just like, have you noticed on every date, like people sit on the edge? And my eyes widened. I was like, this is a date? Because he asked to hang out with me. Hanging out with me is not the same as going on a date. I hang out with my friends. I don't hang out with someone who I'm interested in romantically. I'm dating the person I'm interested in romantically. Unless it's like a crush or something they don't know, you know? But it's just like, you ask to hang out, that is not a date. If you ask me on a date, that is a date. Call me crazy. From the straw wrapper, I made a paper football. We played paper football. Took him back to my dorm, and I got him an address. And that was pretty much the whole date. It was like really great conversations and us like fooling around, and it was amazing. Like I felt really comfortable, and I was super interested in pursuing a relationship with him. So he went out with me that night. The next morning, he went out with another girl, and that's who ended up being his girlfriend. He got piercings with her on their first date, and then they've gotten like a week later tattoos together, and it's just like I would have gotten the piercing, definitely not a tattoo, and the piercing I would have gotten would feel like, my second low. Like I'm not interested with my piercing choices. Maybe the cartilage. I'm honestly thinking about getting another cartilage piercing. I've never had one, but like I wanted them in high school and I'm not over it. Like I think a little hoop right here, kind of cute. Where is my cake? Like I wanted this to go. I'm starting to feel uneasy. Uneasy? Yeah. I really just want my cake. I don't know what I came here for, and I'm kind of upset that I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm excited, and it'll be really late. I finally got my to-go boxes, and these are the biggest size that they have, so I'm going to have to split my salad into smaller pieces, which I'm fine with. Oh my god, 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 oh my god.
It was. To go as well? Or
No, I wanted the cake for here.
do you want me to bring it out now?
Yes, please, thank you. Oh, were they waiting for me to finish eating? Thank you so much. She's so precious. I'm so excited. First bite. My expectations were too high. The strawberries aren't as fresh as I expected them to be. And the cake is so light that it kind of just like melts as soon as it hits your mouth along with the cream. I'm sure if they had like fresher strawberries, I'd be much happier with this. It's still good. I think if there was a little more sweetness and fresher strawberries, it would be perfect. Still good. I don't think I like the cream as much as I think I do. I expected that cake to be life-changing, and it wasn't. And maybe I need to try again at a different restaurant. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I know it was very unconventional, but I had a good time, and I'm hoping I get to do it again soon. Let me know if you want a second date. I have a lot of stories if you want to hear them all. Thanks for watching.